any of that recorded. All right, what up, dudes? How we doing?
What's up, dude?
Meme you live again?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Everyone go follow me. Do it.
Why are you yelling?
Just want to.
Because he's intoxicated.
Do it. Just slightly. That up. Also, at the top of the chat, you can see the link for YouTube. Click that. That's the official YouTube channel for Two Beards, One Brain Cell.
Mm-hmm.
So do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're putting my face up tonight? No, dude.
I always do that.
Fuck. That's
Just,
a bad idea.
dude, I do that every podcast. If you would have actually gone to the channel, if you actually go to the channel and look, you'd know.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. You fucking jabroni.
I've been to it.
Dude, you are the biggest
Don't go to
jabroni
it.
right now. You are the biggest jabroni.
Dude, whatever.
Whatever. I can prove it.
You're jabroni.
You're a jabroni, you fucking jabroni. Anyways, I gotta make my tweet, so give me a second.
Oh yeah, get that. All stuck on. I'm a huge fucking wrestling fan. I've been since I was like, let's see, because I remember before Hogan went heel and joined the NWO, like I remember Scott Hall, and that was 96, early 96. So I was like 4, almost 5 years old when I started watching wrestling.
He's old, chat.
Yeah. I'm old as fuck. Jester's older.
Cannot confirm or
So-
deny because we've never seen his face in real life
Oh,
Or-
I have.
or in the afterlife. Sub number 14, let's go. Thank you, homie. What up? What up? All right, let me grab my drink and I'll do my little intro and we'll get going.
Spiel.
You're a spiel. All right, you boys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, one and all, to Two Beards, One Brain Cell. I'm the least energetic dwarf you've ever met on this side of the Lord of the Rings saga meme. Over there to my, well, virtual right is the tallest tree gnome you've ever fucking seen in your life. Second best beard on Kick, next to mine, Jesus, Santa Claus, Mick Foley. You know what? We're just gonna put him in the top 10. We got Logan the Ginger.
Hey, how we doing? And best beard on Kick.
And the one brain cell holding us together like glitter glue on a macaroni art project on your mom's refrigerator, we got Jester.
Yes.
So we you missed it yesterday, Logan.
Oh God, what the fuck happened?
So I was streaming the new Gray Zone Warfare game,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just speed going live. I wasn't really like taking my time with it. And
Yeah.
instead of streaming to Twitch, I streamed to the podcast channel.
Mhm.
Fuck it. Is
But-
it still up there? You should leave it on there.
Nah, I deleted it because it was like 7 hours of just nonsense.
Bullshit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take that down. Like nobody went to it, nobody saw it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. But the worst part was in that whole thing was
Oh, here we
just
go.
yeah. Jester gets a notification that I went live. He looks at his phone, and goes, huh, okay, and then doesn't say anything.
Good job, Jester.
I didn't think
be there.
anything of it. I was like, okay, maybe something new. I guess like, whatever. I'll check it out here in a minute. And I just never went back to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was live for like 5, 6, 7 hours, whatever that was. And when I went to go end my stream, because we were at a point where I was like, you know, I'm almost at camp. I already rated off on Kick. I rated off on Twitch.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just end it out. And I look over, I'm like, huh, Twitch isn't going. Explains why nobody
Yeah.
from the Twitch side came in.
Exactly.
It was fucking hysterical. But
Sorry, Gabby walked in.
No, I can see.
For a second.
That's why I was like, keep going. So fun, and also another shitty but fun fact. I don't know if you saw the wrestling chat. I know you didn't because you would have said something.
Recent?
Yeah,
'Cause
like
I was
today.
looking through stuff earlier. Did I skip over that?
It's
Oh yeah. The giant fucking files. Yeah. I remember reading that now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
I woke up early before my therapy appointment, started putting in this video, and I was like, you know what, by the time I get back from therapy, it'll be done, it'll be uploaded, whatever, and I'll just edit the shit because I already had it like scheduled. And when I got back, it was only at like 8 to 10%, and I was like, the fuck? And I was like, hold up, there's something wrong with this. So like I restarted it, let it go again, because maybe I'm thinking maybe YouTube's being, YouTube being YouTube, right? And
Right. Yeah.
and it was one of those things where I was like, why is it taking so long? Like it's now like 1, 2 in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Everybody's starting to go to bed, and I'm like, I gotta figure this out because I want to get this shit figured out, like why is it taking so long? So I canceled the uploads because I was like, at that point, I was like, whatever. And then I went to go look at the property files, and I'll show chat this. So for Logan's video, for some reason, my software application usually tells me like it's gonna be anywhere, like for an hour long video, it's gonna be anywhere between 8 to 10, maybe 11 gigabytes, right? It was 106 gigabytes. Yeah. 106 fucking gigabytes. Mine was just as bad, but not as bad. Mine was 95.3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
put that in perspective, like when I do my RL racing videos, when I do it with GoPro in 4K, they're usually like 6-7 hours long, right? And I cut them down.
Mhm.
That's the size of my video before I cut it down.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, because what I usually do is that when I go into my video editing software, I put it at 60 frames per second, and I put it at the highest quality of 1080p.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just misclicked or I clicked something different or whatever, but like it downloaded at like a normally fine speed. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like I didn't think much of it. Like it didn't take like 2 hours to download this clip. It like literally took the same time as a normal video. So I don't know how it got from editing to 106 and all that shit, but it did. So I spent all night redoing it, and in my video editing software, I have like they let you directly upload to YouTube. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the app do it because maybe I'm fucking up somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Logan's video didn't come out on his day at 7 p.m. like it was supposed to. It came out at 7 a.m. today. And then mine mine comes out in like an hour after the podcast. Yeah, technical difficulties.
So, catch everyone up that doesn't know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
yeah, because I don't think we mentioned on the last podcast either. So for those who don't know, all of us are wrestling fans to a certain degree, right? Whether we're hardcore watchers or avid,
I'm a fucking mark.
You're a jabroni. Now get back to it.
That too.
So what we did was we figured out how to do Universe. We created our own shows, our own arenas. So what we did was we said, you know what, fuck it, let's create our own shows in WWE. We got our buddy Dr. Waffle involved. So we have 4 shows that we kind of go through and all that shit, right? But it's not just something as simple as like we just took the WWE shows and just made them ours. No. We changed every show, every arena, I made them do custom belts. I made them make at least one male and female custom character. And then we did an entire draft of all the available wrestlers that we could have gotten, from the actual active roster to some of the legends that we could have unlocked from the showcase and all that. Anything that was available at the time or that they wanted, and they told me, it was in the draft. Plus a few extra creative characters like MJF and Penta and Chris Benoit and all that stuff. Well, those are just fun guys. Like, come on.
Yeah, Chris Benoit is such a fun guy.
I mean, before the incident, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So
One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Shitty human being.
yeah, exactly. so we have our shows on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Dr. Waffle's show is called Tuesday after, Sketch. If you don't know who Sketch is by now, Sketch is a very famous Madden player and personality. He's a huge Houston Texans fan. What's up, brother? Tuesday. Exactly.
You probably heard somebody say one of his catchphrases somewhere.
Exactly. Special
Quick
teams.
side note: have you watched the podcast yet from Theo Vaughn with Sketch on it?
I've watched bits and
It's
clips.
fucking amazing. Yeah, I've seen almost all of it so far. I'm like the last probably 30 minutes of it still.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fucking hilarious and super fucking awkward.
Dude, Theo is already fucking awkward, even with
Zach?
normal people, and like I just could tell that
Mhm.
that was gonna be a interesting
Oh, yeah.
one. Like not like a
That's pretty
bad
good.
interesting, but like just two different worlds of personality to interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
It's odd.
yeah, like I like
Mhm.
Sketch is already odd. Theo Von's already odd, but it's not like a good like it's not like putting two and two together. It's like literally putting like
It's a chaotic.
yeah,
combination.
it's like putting water on a fucking like a desert plant. It's not gonna do shit. But that's Waffle Show that comes out on Tuesday. Wednesday's show is Jester's show, and his show is called
Mhm.
TCHW. I think you can.
TCW.
Yeah, thank God I spelled that correctly on YouTube, but not like right now.
Yeah.
THCW.
Mhm.
And his, obviously, if you can't tell but what his theme is for his wrestling and all that, yeah,
We
if
are.
you-
Yeah, we're plant friendly.
yeah,
We're organic.
Friendly. We're organic.
yeah. So if you want to see his show, you can go to my YouTube channel. It'll be up there. And then we got Logan's show, SWA, and that
Southern Wrestling Association.
that was Southern Wrestling Alliance.
Association. Because remember, it stars out the first three letters of the
Oh,
fucking last
yeah.
name because it says ass on it.
Oh yeah, I was
And I laughed at that.
I was thinking NWA because I was just watching an episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and I'll talk about that later though. I love Dark Side of the Ring, by the way. That's such a good
I do.
Oh,
series.
so good.
Anyways,
So fun.
and then my show is called FAFO for Fuck Around Find Out, and that's on Fridays. So after this podcast, in about 50 minutes or so, that'll pop up on the YouTube channel. Not this one, but my own personal one. But the idea is that every week you'll get a show. So like if you like wrestling and you want to see stupid wrestling AI shit while we talk shit over it, that's what it's all going to be about. We have our own shows. We let the AIs have their own rivalries and matches and shit like that.
Mhm.
Also, fuck the Brothers of Destruction after, you'll find out later tonight, but fuck the Brothers of Destruction and fuck Cena and Bray Wyatt. Yeah, if you want to know why, go to my YouTube
That
channel.
was fucked.
Yeah. Other than that, so we got the shows loaded up. We got kind of an idea of what we do. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. And yeah, I felt bad for Waffle because unfortunately Waffle Show didn't be able to be downloaded and all that shit because streaming and recording that night was fucking horrible. So I had to like cancel stream halfway through his stuff, and then and the other half through his stuff, my OBS was acting up, so I had to restart OBS. So none of his footage got through, unfortunately. Like not even like one match. It sucked. And then
Right.
so like because after I updated OBS and all that, my recording became out fine. I just didn't do streaming and X, Y, and Z.
I do want to say this though, as far as the wrestling shows that we're putting up. Good pick on the thumbnails, by the way.
Oh yeah, like I'll do this. Oh wait, I can't because I'm live streaming on that one. I mean, can I
Yeah.
go over? I can
Here,
actually.
hang on, I got it.
No, I'm at my channel. So for example, chat. I'll even give you a little backstage tour of my YouTube studio. So if we go to the content, and I'll go to Jester's show right now. He had 3 thumbnails, and like his thumbnails were hard to choose. So he had the Shawn Michaels thumbnail, he had the Shawn Michaels versus Robert Roode in the front, and then look at this other one. You had the Ilya Dragunov one.
Oh yeah, the Ilya one.
Yeah, the Ilya was kind of cool, but I felt like with him wearing the belt, that would have been a lot better.
Mhm. Yeah,
Kind of
the
show
Shawn
up.
Michaels one, I
Yeah.
liked it better. The Ilya one, I don't. particularly like it as much because he doesn't have the red eyes and his nose is like way too crooked.
Yeah. Logan's was a little bit more harder to choose from because he had 3 good photos. So he had the A-Town Down, which is the one that was picked.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
He had Gunther standing in the ring with his arm behind his back after winning
Mm,
or wherever. And then he had the Don coming down with the belt and all that shit.
right.
But I felt the A-Town Down kind of like just looks
Yeah.
better
I mean,
because it's looking out into the crowd. Mine I
Yeah.
didn't get fucking shit. So we're gonna get a preview of this shit. I got Butch staring at Hulk Hogan looking down at his titties. I got the Lita like after result rivalry card, and then Zelina Vega just attacking Shayna Baszler in the ring. Like y'all got some great fucking shit, and I'm so pissed. So yeah, it was fucking some of the worst shit fucking possible. Kind of upset, but is what it is. Anyways, but that's kind of like one of the things we're gonna be trying going forward and doing. Have a wrestling show uploaded, get that going. Because they're easy to do. We just have to just let the AI pick the matches. We just have to watch the shows and enjoy them. Like even if we split up like 2 shows and do some watching tonight and do some watching tomorrow, or do it all tomorrow or whatever, is what it is. That's a different story though. That's just politicking behind the podcast curtains. Before I forget, the WWE draft also fucking happened.
Yes.
And there were some good draft decisions. There were some that were really fucking weird. But as Jester heard me bitch about, these draft pick choices and their timings really pissed me the fuck off. Like, here's the thing, like Drew McIntyre was a 3rd round pick and he was pick number 3. Who the fuck picked? I know it's a storyline, but like it's 3rd round. Like when we were doing
right, it's disrespectful as fuck. Yeah, I got you. I understand.
I understand the storyline aspect and everything of it, but dude deserves
like Bronson Reed was chosen above him. That's saying something. Lyria Valkyria was chosen above him. I can get the Final Testament because it's a big group, Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Where was he? Drew McIntyre, night 2, round 3, pick 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. He's still on Raw, which is good, but
But of course, Punk's on Raw.
Yeah, Punk's on Raw too. So, but he was he was night 2, round 2. Their rivalry is fucking great. If you haven't been paying attention, that's fucking great. Imperium stuck on Raw. Damage Control, I think, is officially fully on Raw now, if I'm not mistaken. But being the only women's tag team champion kind of shit, they're probably gonna be moving around left and right. LWO is on Raw, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Carlito sabotage them in Monday?
Yeah, and he got drafted with them.
Yeah,
it's fucking weird.
So that's gonna be
haven't officially kicked him out of the stable yet. So.
Yeah, so he's gonna fuck him over, and it's gonna be another Carlito versus LWO, and I guarantee Carlito's gonna be working for that other group as like a secret agent kind of guy thing. Judgment Day fully going to Raw, kind of expected. The Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, I like him going to Raw, but I feel like he's just gonna float between the mid card unless they get him something good to fight for.
No, I think he's gonna join Imperium. To be honest, like that's my big thing. I'm really thinking he's going to be joining Imperium.
I can see it.
Kicked out Giovanni, and then he gets drafted there, and everyone's been rumoring it anyways for a while.
I can see it, but
it might actually happen.
But I don't know, because like him just being left in that Imperium thing, I don't think it's going to bode well, because I think he's already made he's like he said, he's the Mad Dragon. So the only thing I can see him doing is it's going to be a battle struggle between him and Gunther or some shit like that. New Day staying on Raw, hit or miss. I like New Day, but they can float around anywhere, so it's not too horrible. Lyria Valkyria, don't really know her. Final Testament going to Raw, I like that because I think Authors of Pain need a better push. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are good. Big Bronson Reed, they keep pushing this guy and he doesn't do shit. So I think he would have been better on
a lot of people like him. I don't really care for him that much. Like,
I mean, for a big guy, he's all right. But
yeah, he's decent. But
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too like stand out as shit, you know.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: Jey Uso was picked before Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Jey
That's the
Uso was the number
2.
number 2 pick actually. So I thought
Yeah.
it was number 1 pick. My bad.
Yeah. Number
Bianca
1.
was number 1 overall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. So he was the first pick for the
He
second
was
brand. Is
he
what it
was
was.
the first overall male pick. Bianca
Yeah,
was first
and
overall female pick.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that's saying something. They're gonna be pushing the fuck out of Jay even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is staying on Raw. Braun Breaker is staying on Raw or going to Raw. Liv Morgan is
Mhm.
staying on Raw, which is going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Ricochet is staying on Raw. Sheamus is staying on Raw. Cheeseburger. Alpha
Mhm.
Academy, and they're still including Chad Gable in this Alpha Academy shit.
Mhm.
So
He's still technically the leader of them. Like when I was watching Monday night.
oh,
When we
I know he's
watched
still the
Monday,
leader, but he's
I
just
think you were sleeping.
yeah.
Yeah, he's still like leading them. Even like this past Monday night, he was still leading the
Uh
academy. They're all gonna be turning on him very fucking soon, though.
yeah. Is Seth recovering from the surgery? He is recovering from the surgery, so he's gonna be out for a bit. Yeah, so he'll be out for a while. So that's why they just kept him on Raw, because they know whenever he comes
Mhm.
back, he can do anything and start up any rivalry and shit
Yeah.
like that. Kiana James going to Raw. I don't know much about that. Alba Fire and Illidan.
There's a lot of NXT call-ups. A lot. to the
Yeah,
draft.
I like them going to Raw. I think they're really more talented than people give them credit for. Ivar, going to Raw. I like that. I think Ivar and Bronson Reed would have a good rivalry. Shayna Baszler going to Raw. I like that. Zoe Stark to Raw. I like that. The Creed brothers and Ivy Nile going to Raw. Honestly, I'd rather them have them on SmackDown. The Creed brothers are not entertaining. Honestly, the only one I really like out of the group is Ivy Nile, but they need new tag teams. But I say that as New
Mhm.
Catch Republic is literally right after that, and New Catch Republic, which it's not Butch, it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate going to Raw.
Damn right.
Damn right.
By
Done,
God,
baby.
good.
Fucking
Randy,
love Pete Dunne.
I missed where he went to. Randy Orton, believe it's
He was
SmackDown.
picked,
SmackDown.
Yeah.
Randy is SmackDown. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a SmackDown dude.
yeah. So and then Dijak is going to Raw. I like that. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance going to Raw. I like that. Natalia staying on Raw. Hit or miss. Odyssey Jones. I really don't know much about him, so I can't give him shit. Next, Jade Cargill going to Raw or SmackDown. Makes sense because of Bianca
Mhm.
Belair and Naomi and all that. Kevin Owens going to SmackDown. Makes sense. The Pride, which just needs to dissemble already. This shit's annoying. SmackDown.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton to SmackDown.
Tiffy time.
I like Tiffy Time, but like at the same time, SmackDown,
Mhm.
I feel was like, I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like she
yeah.
should have been Raw, to be honest.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because they've got Jade, they've got Bailey and all of them over there
mhm.
already. So I mean, she's just going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, Legado del Fantasma, which is the LWO rivals. They're on SmackDown, which makes sense. It's going to be a huge. I foresee a huge thing at SummerSlam with them, or War Games
yeah.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Something will come out of it.
Exactly. Shinsuke Nakamura staying on SmackDown totally makes sense. Anytime he's on Raw, he's lost in the mid card. Anytime he's on SmackDown, they actually use him. Naomi going to SmackDown makes sense for Bianca and Jade Cargill. Chelsea Green and Piper Nivens to SmackDown. I could care less about them, but they're an entertaining duo.
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly, not my favorite tag team, but they are a tag team going to SmackDown. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell as a tag going to SmackDown.
Fucking tags in a row.
DIY going to SmackDown, I think is great. I think they can do a great. I think they could have a good rivalry against like A-Town Down and all that. Blair Davenport to SmackDown, not a bad choice. Bianca Belair going to SmackDown, not a bad choice. Also, can we talk about Carmelo Hayes? How is he the 3rd overall pick?
Because he's that fucking good. He is him.
He hasn't done shit.
Mello don't miss.
Dude,
He missed.
He missed a lot.
Yeah.
I've missed him since I've been watching since the Royal Rumble, because I feel like I haven't seen him do fuck all since the Royal Rumble. Might be just
if
me.
you don't watch NXT religiously, you really don't, see a whole lot of him, honestly. Besides where they put him here and there.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, he's not a bad wrestler, but he hasn't been any major storylines or anything like that. And I feel like it's just it was
I
a
mean, he's had the storylines in the NXT and everything, but like I said, not
Yeah.
everybody watches NXT.
right. But I thought he was main roster now, or been main
He is
roster.
well, now he is.
Well, as of the draft,
Yeah,
but
no, he just
Yeah.
the draft pulled him up.
yeah.
He
Randy,
was NXT.
yeah. Randy Orton going to SmackDown. Logan, plug your ears. Nia Jax going to SmackDown. LA Knight, LA Knight staying on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish they would do something better with LA Knight. Like,
I kind of wish LA Knight would have went to Raw, honestly.
honestly, you know what would have been a good fight? Instead of CM Punk, it would have been like LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre.
Exactly.
But I think
And have them go for like #1 contendership.
but I think LA Knight is well more respected on SmackDown. Like they need
He's a
superstar.
SmackDown guy.
Yeah, they
It
need
just
that.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
they need that superstar power, and I think it's gonna bode well for him over there as long as they give him proper title opportunities. Which I have to mention some drama, which we'll discuss after the draft. So give me a second on that one.
A few more.
The Bloodlines, which is Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman, SmackDown. AJ Styles, SmackDown. Andrade, SmackDown, which I like Andrade being on SmackDown.
I like Andrade.
Mhm.
I do see it a lot.
Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis staying on SmackDown. Baron Corbin moving up to SmackDown. And obviously the OC staying on SmackDown. Giovanni went to SmackDown. Tegan Knox went to SmackDown. And Apollo Crews went to SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it for the
That's
draft.
just all night one.
No, that is not night one. That's night 1 and 2.
That's all.
That's all of them.
Okay,
That's
that's
all
all of
pick.
it. Yeah, I'm on the same side as you.
Yeah.
I saw right underneath that it says night 2 highlights, so I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It
With
tells
that
you about the show.
with that being said, there was an article or a video I posted in the Discord. And I don't know if you guys watched it or whatnot, but it was a rumor of Cody Rhodes getting suspended.
Oh
no.
yeah.
So
Heard about that.
so for context, for people who don't know, AEW and WWE are constantly bickering and bantering with each other, while WWE has been trying to keep it professional and keep their name out of their mouths. AEW has been doing every kind of low blow they can in the industry, throwing names at them. Where even Tony Khan called WWE. He's like, "I'm the Pepsi to this Coke business. They're the Harvey Weinstein."
Yeah. Of the wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Like-
stupid of him. to say.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it really pissed off.
Can't
So
stand Tony Khan.
in this video, apparently, the guy said it really pissed off Triple H, where Triple H set up new rules in the locker room for wrestlers for them to forbid them saying anything about AEW. Like they can't say anything good, they can't say anything bad, they just can't say anything at all.
Yeah,
Well-
trying to nip it in the bud before
Act like they don't even
explode out.
exist.
Mhm.
basically.
Well, Cody Rhodes already fucked up, went on a podcast and mentioned AEW. All he said though was, "I'm not going to talk anything bad about AEW since I helped start it off."
Yeah.
Which it was the most neutral thing he could say, but since he said it, it pissed it up. Supposedly, rumor mill, right? It supposedly pissed off Triple H to where either he's going to be suspended or possibly lose his belt at what's the show coming up? Backlash. Which if
Tomorrow, yeah.
yeah, so and if they make him lose his belt after beating Roman like that to AJ Styles because of this shit, that'd be the worst decision planning ever.
Oh, fans will go ape shit mad.
Yeah, you can't make an ultimate babyface and then make him lose the first pay-per-view.
Yeah, his first real title defense. you know.
Didn't CM Punk do
can't
the
do
same on the podcast? He did, but it was before the rule was announced. He was talking about AEW during the whole when they released the video of him in the background brawl. But
Mhm.
but it was like a week or two after that where Tony Khan went on and called WWE the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling. That's when he implemented those rules into effect. So
Yeah.
CM Punk got like a grace card kind of thing, and I'm here's more likely what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to make Cody Rhodes give up the belt like that because that'd be poor planning. Cause like saying, if Cody Rhodes actually said some shit about AEW, like fuck them, or I can never say anything bad, they're one of the greatest promotions ever, this and that, that's different, right? But he just said, I'm just not going to say anything bad. That's fine.
Yeah.
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 And
he pretty
Like,
much
he
said,
didn't like. Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
he pretty much went no comment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, toward that.
That's
Move on.
essentially what I was gonna say. Yeah.
he just said no comment. Like he can't deny that he has history with them, and he's not going to
Yeah.
deny it. And like even if me as a promoter, I would have probably been like, you know what, like that makes sense, right? You helped start the company. This is part of your history. I wouldn't expect you to pretend like it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
right? That'd be kind of shitty, especially since he started it with them. So more than likely what I think is going to happen is that he might get some kind of like heat for it. He might get less TV time for it. He's not going to lose his belt at Backlash. The closest thing I could see him doing is having some kind of kerfuffle with either SummerSlam or Survivor Series. That's the only thing I could see would happen. But like I said, since WrestleMania just happened, everything is so new and all that shit. They would like he's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna get that heat. But I think I think both Triple H and him both understand each other's positions on this. So there's gonna be like some like leeway workaround shit.
Yeah.
Also, with that being said, the other rumor mill thing is Jon Moxley is coming back to WWE. But he's only coming back when Roman Reigns comes back.
Mhm.
So apparently, like,
So maybe a few months.
yeah. So, currently Jon Moxley has an ongoing contract with New Japan and a handshake contract deal with AEW. Rumor is that he's tired of AEW. He's saying it's horrible in the background, horrible in the locker room. He's saying when it was first there, it was one thing, but now it's like the worst he's ever seen it. And he realizes with his style of extreme wrestling, he doesn't have much time left for him really, and he kind of wants to capitalize on opportunities and all that. So Triple H has been confirmed to be reaching out to him on trying to get him back. But he won't be leaving anytime soon because he is the IWGP champion. So whenever he does leave, you'll know from when he loses his belt, and he doesn't have to tell anything to Tony Khan. He can tell him to go fuck himself, which is nice.
Yeah, after the Carl Anderson debacle with a New Japan belt, yeah, he's gonna have to lose that shit before he comes to WWE.
There was a second part that I heard or I was reading that is speculated. There's like no rumor or anything. People are just playing shit out in their head how stuff could happen. And they're saying if Mox leaves AEW and comes back to WWE, that it's a really good chance that Claudio, aka Cesaro, could come back also.
That's another thing. And that's another thing a lot of people have been saying is that Cesaro is more than likely going to come back, but there's nothing wholly confirming that. There's no, because Cesaro is actually really killing it in AEW. And I feel like him as like not being Cesaro kind of like really set that off. But I think because they didn't really use him well as a singles competitor, and he is a great singles competitor.
So good.
I think he'll win the world title over in AEW before he does go back to WWE. If he does go back.
They won't do that to him. They'll give him some kind of bullshit secondary title.
He's been doing the ROH stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he'll do Ring of Honor stuff. He'll do some like Intercontinental Wannabe shit championship. I don't know what belts they have over there anymore. I don't really.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I did see though him wrapping fucking chains around his arm and doing a fucking like European,
uppercut?
Uppercut, dude. Imagine a beefy fucking bicep wrapped in metal chains and just uppercuts you, bro.
Quick side note. Speaking of rap, did you hear about Rikishi dropping a diss track on Hulk Hogan?
No.
Yeah, it happened today. Apparently, I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh man, we'll have to listen to it after the podcast.
When you said rap, it like
We'll have to
We kinda
stream that
clicked
one
there.
before we play it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to play. We'll play that
We'll
one
post it
off the
first.
YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things have been happening in the background of the wrestling world.
Mhm.
A lot of big things have been happening, but more than likely, what we're going to see is we're going to see some big changes. That the other Samoan guy just got signed to WWE, right? Starts with an F.
Fucking.
Hmm?
Well, yeah, last name's fun too.
Yeah,
But
that was
No,
fun.
but,
Jacob fought too.
Yeah,
Jacob, he's been signed for a minute now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're now they're
Oh,
actually
now
using
They're-
Eric Rowan just signed.
Eric Rowan just
No,
signed.
The last
Rowan-
little glitch said we used to believe like when you are able to see it. So
if you go on Dreadmare, he's got a new one.
does he?
Taylor does. Talking about that exact thing
Nice.
on YouTube.
They're also
But
pushing
yeah,
Braun Strowman too, so I wonder if Eric and Braun
Yeah.
are going to work together.
yeah, because they had that segment
Oh yeah.
on what was it, Raw or whatever with Strowman.
Yeah, where Patrick Mahomes came in and gave Logan his
Yeah.
Super Bowl rings to knock out JD McDonough.
Yeah.
It fucked him up, dude.
Bro, I mean, it's not hard to miss a head that fucking big though.
I mean, yeah.
Right? It's fucking huge.
Like they picked the perfect one for him to tattoo the fucking across the forehead because everybody's going to see it. It's like a billboard walking around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Braun Strowman comes in and just starts fucking wreaking havoc. Also, can we talk
Yeah.
about Braun Strowman growing his hair out again? That shit looks
Yeah.
fucking weird.
No, we don't have to.
I just want to say this.
That bad.
Did I respect Braun Strowman when he had long hair when he first did WWE? Yes. Does it work for him now with the giant ass bald spot on the top of his head? No. Unless you want to be like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, right.
Oh
And
God,
He
you
looks
remember?
more intimidating with the bald head and the beard, you know?
Speaking of Hulk Hogan replicas, do you remember when they dressed the giant Paul White, Big Show, whatever you want to call him,
Mhm.
When
as fucking Hulk Hogan?
his gimmick was just basically stealing everyone's
Yeah.
gimmick there for a little while, dude.
That was,
Yeah,
oh
he did
my God, that was
everyone.
horrible. That
I'd
was so,
fucking
oh
It was
my
laugh.
God.
amazing.
Is Paul White still even
The
doing
showster.
anything?
AEW.
He's at
producer.
AEW, but he's out right now on injury.
Okay.
Like knee surgery or something like
Mhm.
that. I
Yeah.
think. Back surgery. Knee
I was about to say I
surgery.
haven't heard from him in a while. I
Yeah,
actually
been a
worked over there
producer
for a while.
mainly. He was
Mhm.
like when he first went over there, he was doing in-ring stuff, and then his body started breaking down worse and worse.
Okay.
And
yeah.
he had to have another surgery, so he done another one-off match with I can't even remember who the fuck was in the match. He done it, and then went and had surgery. He comes back, he may make an on-screen appearance to like
Mhm.
spot here or there, whatever, but he'll go back to
Mhm.
being a producer, working
Mhm.
backstage.
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
'Cause
Yeah. He's gonna be a backstage talent
Yeah.
kind of thing.
kind of like how Mark Henry is now.
Exactly. Kind of like how a lot of people are now.
Mhm.
Moving out from current WWE, I want to talk about the episode of Dark Side of the Ring that I watched. So there's always been a wrestler I never really knew much about.
Mhm.
Harley Race.
I love
Oh,
Harley Race.
man.
Dude, I really didn't know. I like the only time I've ever heard of Harley Race's name was actually in this WWE game, and
Mhm.
obviously
Wow.
I didn't unlock him because I didn't know who he was, didn't know his story, didn't know much
Right.
about him. Ironically,
Right.
there's one night I was playing with Jester, Waffle, and all them on the Gray Zone Warfare. And I got off early. It was like there's like the game was just telling me to get off early basically, and
Right.
started getting higher than a fucking kite, allegedly.
The
Yeah.
allegedly.
Supposedly.
I mean, it's
Some may
legal.
say.
It's legal in my state, but I could say allegedly.
So yeah.
And I was,
It
and it came up as a recommended on my YouTube thing because someone re-uploaded it to YouTube. So I watched it, and man, was that such an interesting
I don't know
watch.
if I watched the Harley Race one.
The Harley Race one is really good.
I watched a lot of them. Like 90% of them probably.
Basically, like Mick Foley was even saying, all the extreme wrestling you see now, you could thank Harley Race. All the dedicated kayfabe
Yeah.
and staying to the villain, you thank Harley
Mhm.
Race. Like, if you want to talk about me doing crazy shit, all the crazy shit I did was because of Harley Race. And and he's like it's even still to a term to this day, like, are we gonna play it like Harley Race? And it's
Mhm.
and it's just
Harley was that dude.
mm-hmm. that he was on so many shows, he did so many matches, so many different things. It was wild to see him do all this wrestling stuff and to hear him talking about like going after Vince McMahon and all that shit was wild. Like if you don't know, apparently when Starrcade was happening, Vince McMahon asked to meet with Harley Race before the show in private. Offered him a lot of money to not show up and fuck over Starrcade and this and that. Harley Race basically told him to go fuck himself. Vince McMahon tried to lunge at him and tried to attack him, and then Harley Race just knocked him the fuck out.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah, and then apparently,
Yeah.
like a few months later, WWF tried to come into Harley Race's hometown area, and I guess he went to the ring and was talking about starting a fire and shit like that, and set fire to their ring and shit like that.
Oh wow.
Dude, Harley Race was a bad motherfucker, and it was wild to see him.
I have a tops card for Harley over there. It's graded at 9.8. It's King Harley Race when he was king of the ring.
One of my favorite matches I used to watch back in the NWA days, like the OG NWA, or Crockett Promotions, also known as, was Harley Race versus Dusty Rhodes. They would beat the absolute hell out of each other, like straight up. Like they wouldn't pull nothing. That's why fucking Dusty's got all his scars and shit on his forehead. So did Harley Race. They would beat the hell out of each other and love every minute of it.
Oh yeah.
Harley Race would
they got color like crazy, man. They blade like a motherfucker with busty till they're open for real too. Like it's insane.
Dude, it was such a wild documentary to watch. And going all the way to the point where I don't know if you guys know this, but near the end of his time before he joined WWF, he got drunk and got into a boating accident, and basically
I remember hearing about it.
It took them like 6 months to I think it was like 2 years to even get into court, and the lady was still in a wheelchair. Lady wanted like $10 million at the time. She won a $250,000 settlement. And he was like, his wife left him at the time because he was threatening to unalive his wife in game. And in game, yeah. And basically, he had to sell out. And there's this documentary series that around the time that was like the truth behind wrestling. And they did a poor job at like masking his voice and masking who he was. Like they tried to make him have like that. Like they're like here thinking like you knew it was him by the silhouette. Like there's nobody else with that kind of a curly Jew fro like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was like he's already got a raspy low voice, so like they did a poor job at masking that too, kind of. And then I guess one of his best friends, who was his tag partner at the time, was like, "Man, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?" Like, for the money, duh.
Yeah.
Then he went to WWF for the money and did the King Harley shit, became the first ever King of the Ring kind of thing. It was really funny because he's like, he will never admit that he never liked the role. He just accepted whatever his role was and did it. He was never someone to bitch about it. But as someone who tagged with him for several years and has been friends with him for several decades, I could tell it was probably the thing he hated the most. And then obviously he became more like of a backstage presence, and he actually passed away in 2019. It's quite a while, not like a while ago, but like,
yeah,
I was surprised he lasted that long.
Yeah, he was old, man.
Also, I also watched the Sandman behind Dark Side of the Ring one.
Oh god, that one's.
Have you watched the New Jack one?
Yeah,
I've seen everything there has ever been on New Jack. I love watching New Jack shit.
I need to see the New Jack one. I just saw it because it was like,
bro,
it was back to back. That bad or that good?
I watch that one with you because I want to hear your reactions to shit, dude. GPP.
Honestly,
there's one that he done after the Dark Side of the Ring one came out, and he was like, "Now this is one I'm gonna tell you the shit that they were too scared to tell you." And it's like all the uncut, like straight up everything. He spills everything.
Oh yeah. Well, there was the story about Harley Race killing a guy, And I guess one of his former proteges, he asked him about it because the whole story was that he went to a wrestling show, and even though he's like the villain every single time, he sees a man physically assaulting a woman, maybe his wife or girlfriend or just a woman, right? He picks up the guy and like was like, "Stop! What the fuck you're doing?" And I guess the guy sitting on the other side of the woman was the guy's brother. Pulls out a knife and stabs him in the back, and they both run out of the fucking place, right?
Mm,
They patch him up. He does his match, right? After being
Yeah.
stabbed. And then, and according to reports, he drives in a car, finds out where they're located from the locals, and he shoots up their house with a pistol. His protege hears the story and was like, "Hey, did you really shoot up the house with a pistol?" He stops, apparently, looks up at him, and he's like, "It was a machine gun." And he's like, "That's how you knew that shit was fucking real."
Yeah. He's kind of like Deadpool in a way, man. Like with that, like that meme where it's like Spider-Man's like, "I heard you murdered, these people, blah blah blah, whatever," and he's like, "No, it was this many or whatever." It's like
yeah,
that dude. He don't give a fuck.
Nah,
I
he.
almost met him a few years ago, right before he died, but
Mhm.
legitimately, I was gonna take this old ECW New Jack figure I have on the wall. I was gonna go have him or take it and get him to sign it because he's doing a signing and everything. I was
Mhm.
legitimate too scared to piss him the fuck off and get fucking stabbed by this dude to go to that show. I'm not joking. Like I was just like, no, it's not fucking worth getting his signature.
Yeah, like if you really don't know if a
Dude, that motherfucker was crazy, dude.
dude, there like there's only so many wrestlers that you could like go up and do shit like that, and they'll laugh it off or they'll
Mhm.
whatever it is, right?
Oh yeah.
After
I tell you,
watching the Dark Side of the Ring, I would never do shit to that man.
I mean, I
no,
was
it's
gonna be
like
as respectful as I fucking can, but I was still scared as fuck to even attempt.
it's like
Like,
I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about. Logan knows. I don't know if you know me. Uh, who Terry Bam Bam Gordy was?
Yeah, I know Terry Bam Bam.
He was one of the back in the day. He was
Hmm.
ripped. Like he was a scary looking motherfucker. And back when he was in shape. And I met him when I was a kid. My granddad took me to a house show, and he was there for NWA, Jim Crockett, right
Hmm.
before they merged. And he was there, and I got in the ring, and I got a picture with him. He was cool as shit. One of the nicest dudes I ever met in my life, man.
I've
let me
only
find that picture.
I've only met one wrestler in person, and I was a little kid, and I don't know if it was like a house WCW show or something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
just an indie show, and he just showed up. But I met Buff Bagwell,
Hell yeah.
top hat and everything. Cool dude.
Hell
He
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little Polaroid picture with him and all that. It was
Nice.
really cool.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so
One of the coolest I ever met was Stink.
I've
So I
heard
met
a
him like when he wasn't wrestling for a little bit.
I've heard a lot of great things about Sting. I've heard a lot
He
of
was
people.
so nice, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It was actually like at a church conference thing. He was like speaking as when I was in middle school.
One of the people
Here, I'll put that picture up here in the sidebar chat.
Mhm.
if there's one person you could ever like have a conversation with or an interview,
Vibrant.
whatever, who is one wrestler, living or dead, that you would love to have a conversation with?
Oh God.
That's a hard one, right?
Yeah. Because I met Roddy Piper, dude, and that was a fantastic talk. Like for a couple minutes. Uh, met Jeff Jarrett once too. He was pretty cool. He was nice.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett outside of wrestling is actually like a nice dude. As long
Yeah,
as you,
he's a super nice guy. Like at least he was when I met him.
I've heard a few
Like I said, Sting was
altercation.
amazing. Edge was really nice. But sorry, you said you heard a few altercations with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, but those were like because people couldn't take wrestling, like they couldn't leave the
Yeah.
wrestling side outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if
I met him when he was first getting that global whatever he started that merged with TNA.
yeah.
Global Force
Yeah,
Wrestling or
Global
something like
Force
that.
Wrestling. When he first started it up is when I met him, and he had the Tate twins there with him.
Mm.
Stuckham says he would say Eddie Guerrero.
So
Oh,
what?
dude, yeah, that would be an amazing talk. Oh my God, I'd love to talk to him
There's so many people I would love to talk to, but like
because he's one of my absolute favorites.
there's so many stories that I already know because there's already so many like documentaries and
Hmm.
podcasts on like literally everybody, and so it makes it hard to choose because if you ask me who is someone I would love to have like a sit down conversation with, either Triple H or Shawn Michaels, right? Triple H Triple H has been there when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the too sweet altercation, getting fucked over, all the DX shit.
The curtain call where he got all the blame for it.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't do anything to Hall or Nash, and then Shawn was the champ, so they couldn't do anything to him, so he took all of the fucking punishment. He
Yeah.
lost King of the Ring, everything.
Yeah, and to coming to the point to where, like, even after wrestling, he's the CEO now. He's doing all this stuff. He's changing the wrestling game for the WWE by getting other promotions involved, like TNA and all that. Like, it's shit like that. Like he's not only he has so much stories inside and outside the ring, but as a wrestler, promoter, son-in-law to the biggest fucking brand owner of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much he can teach you, so much you can learn from him. Because like I said, he was a locker room head figure. So, like, whenever there's a brawl or a fight, more than likely he was, taking care of that shit. Whenever there was an issue going on backstage, he would probably know about it or know something about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Taker's another one of those.
Yeah, between Taker and him, like, nothing would have gone past one of those two guys unless they were physically not there. And Triple H, I feel like, is one of those people, like, with all the championship reigns he has, all the stories he has, and, going back and forth between a bunch of different shit, I feel like he would be a great person to talk to. And Shawn Michaels was also another one on that list because he did have, like, the Montreal screw job, all the drug stuff, the rock and rollers and all that. But, like, I feel like everything's already...
The redemption.
Yeah, DX, him starting NXT, I want to know more about that from his side of things. But, like, I saw...
Triple H started, but yeah, he's been running it for how long now? God.
Yeah.
Probably close, coming up to probably 10 years-ish.
Mm-hmm.
My answer to that question, nobody would know who it is
Mm-hmm.
unless you watch Japanese deathmatch wrestling.
Nope. But you can still say it anyways.
I know him. Hang on.
Yeah.
Is it Masala?
No.
Or you're talking about the dude who I'm gonna know it as soon as you fucking say it too. He always wears like a little fucking leather jacket. Like now, at least.
It's Jun Kazai.
Okay, nope, not who I was thinking of. Never mind.
Yeah. Why do you want
to?
Why would you want to have a conversation with him?
Because the backstory of why he got into wrestling, he got tied up with the Japanese mafia or some shit, and, like, was indebted to them, and he had to, like, work off debt, so he started wrestling, and he wasn't getting paid enough doing regular wrestling.
I was thinking you were gonna say Onita. Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say.
He was doing regular, wrestling matches, trying to make money to pay him back or whatever, pay his debt off, whatever the fucking problem was with him. And he wasn't making enough, so he started doing deathmatch wrestling because it paid more.
Oh yeah.
And then he paid back his debt or whatever. Well, he got like wrapped up in him again down the road because he like slept with the mafia boss's like daughter or wife or some shit.
Of course.
And like got her pregnant and whatever. And like there's this crazy fucking story that this dude's life. It involves like Japanese mafia and why he's wrestling and why he does all this crazy, dumb, stupid shit.
Fucking Christ. Dude, I would be that's so fucking wild. I would love to hear a story like that. One story I want to know more about is what happened in Korea, the North Korean.
Oh yeah.
Because the one video I showed you guys was talking about how one guy was yelling at his wife over the phone, talking about how he was going to kill her and this place sucked, and they almost killed him.
And that was Scott Norton, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like basically something about like I fucking hate this place or something. It was very mild what he actually fucking said, and then dude, they busted in on him like instantly almost.
But there's actually another brawl that you don't know about, or that maybe they don't think about. Apparently, Ric Flair and what was his name? Young black guy at the time. Oh, it's gonna bug me. I was watching a video on it earlier. I was watching a video on like
Norman Smiley.
Yes, Norman Smiley.
Yeah,
Is it really? Oh shit.
Yeah, because he went to Korea as well, and I guess he never liked Ric Flair ever since the beginning of his wrestling career, right? And Ric Flair.
No. It was Too Cold Scorpio. It's Too Cold Scorpio.
Was it Scorpio?
No, you're right. It is. It
Stone
is.
Cold Scorpio. I know what you're talking
It,
about.
it is. It is Scorpio because I
Yeah,
remember him wearing.
I know the fight you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently, like he didn't like Ric Flair his whole career, and when they started working together, he still didn't like him. And I guess Ric Flair felt like he was just big money too good, so anywhere they went, he did a private like limousine or car or whatever. And I guess he was
Yeah.
just calling him like
Gimmick, baby.
yeah, he was like, oh, you're just a little bitch,
Mm.
basically shit like that. And they almost got into a
Mm.
real scuffle with one of the Road Warriors, Hawk. Which way? Wait, which
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Which one has the mohawk? Hawk, right?
Hawk is the
Animal.
like buffer one.
Animal
Animal's like
had,
more a bigger one.
Yeah, Animal was the one that's still alive, right?
I don't know. I don't know which one. I know it's the one
Yeah.
with the middle mohawk, not the bald.
Animal.
that's
Hawk had
Animal.
the double mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the
Hawk
So
had
so
the
then
double.
then it was with Animal, and he got shit
Mhm.
with Animal, and basically Animal said like, let's settle the shit after fucking Korea, so we don't get fucking killed. And I guess they never did, because apparently Scorpion was saying that like if it wasn't for that shit, he would have legit tried to stab or kill Ric Flair. Think of a world without Ric Flair right now.
Man.
Weird. That's another guy I would love to hear more about that I really don't know much besides his WWC or WCW and WW.
I know he's got
FE
really good
stuff.
rolling papers.
I know he's got a song named after him.
Yeah.
He's got his own weed line
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Gummies,
Yeah, he does. He's got
vapes.
some, he's got flour.
He's got all kinds of shit, bro. I mean, Hogan's
got-
right there with him too on it.
Yeah,
He's got the same
got
shit
dad
going on.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Hogan made some really good nicotine vapes. Oh my god, the fucking white gummy from it. Zach, you remember that shit? Oh my god, it was so good.
Now here's one last question before we get off because it's almost end of the podcast. We talked about someone who you'd love to talk to, and learn more about, but
I still don't know my answer.
you didn't answer. What the fuck?
No, yeah, I don't know, dude. That's so hard to pick.
Okay,
It
no,
really is. Honestly, probably Taker. I'd like to sit down with Taker. I'll just say that.
all right,
That'd
that's
be a
fine.
good one to sit down with.
Now here's a hard one for you guys to think about.
Mhm.
Out of all the matches in wrestling history, right? Whether it's been televised, not televised, whatever.
Right.
What is one of those matches, just one match you would have loved to see in front row live and in person?
Can I say two? Because I know two
Yes,
pops are in my head right off the bat. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc '97.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That's my favorite match of all time. And also, either one, TLC 1 or 2 with, the Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian.
Okay. I can see that.
Either one of those two. Those are the two matches I would for sure want to be at front row, be able to see all that shit perfectly.
There's a few that I like to see, but if I had to narrow down to like a top three, one would have been the Undertaker Mankind where he throws him off the cell.
Mm.
Think about being like right by the
Announcer desk.
oh
right
yeah,
there.
and see him fall and just look at a man basically almost on the verge of
Yeah.
death.
Like thinking he's
That
gonna
was the
hit
third
you.
one that popped in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that should
one.
be crazy.
Another one I wanted to see was WrestleMania. I believe it was 20. Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero.
Oh. Is that the one where he slips the boot off
Yep.
out of the
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ankle lock. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Such a banger match, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good matches. And another one that I really wanted to see, was I think it was actually TNA, and it was Abyss.
For Jeff Hardy.
No, it was a yeah, right. It was I think it was like a Abyss and somebody else. I think it was either Samoa Joe or Kurt Angle or something like that, in like a barbed wire match.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Abyss was one of those wrestlers I really enjoyed, which I called him like Discount Kane. But
Mhm.
like,
Right.
but he did such a great.
Kane and Mankind mixed.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
he had a great role in TNA, and then his manager, that evil devil looking dude, sold it, dude. I wish
James Mitchell.
James Mitchell, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's been around the business for a long time.
Stuckham said
He was the what was it, the Jackal in WCW? Wasn't that him too? Yeah.
No, 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 no.
No, was that not him?
Jackal
No,
in WCW is fucking Kenny Omega in
Don
AEW.
Callis, that's right.
Don
Yeah,
Callis.
Don Callis. That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Stuckham's matches
Yeah.
are Cena versus Brock Lesnar,
Ooh.
Eddie versus
Good
Brock
night.
Lesnar, or
Yeah.
Taker versus Triple H.
Ooh, that'd be a
Yeah.
good one to see too.
Dude,
Yeah.
one.
That'd be good work.
There's so many
That'd
matches
be a
that.
lot of good work.
Dude, one match that I felt like would have been a great WrestleMania match if Sting wasn't a fucking.
Oh, shit.
Pardon my language, not a dumb fucking cunt. And anti like WWE at the time would have been like Undertaker Prime versus Sting like Crow Prime. That shit would have been great. And
See,
even
if all those motherfuckers wouldn't have had guaranteed contracts when they got bought,
Mhm.
we could have gotten the good WCW invasion and gotten all of those fucking matches when everyone was still in their primes.
Mhm.
But no, they all decided to sit home and collect the money, which I can't fucking blame them. I would have done the same fucking thing.
Mhm. Dude, I like how a
No
lot.
shit.
I like how a good amount of wrestlers did go over though and helped out and kept wrestling and shit like that.
Mhm. Yeah, DDP was one of the main ones that was like, nah, dude, like, I want to go work because I ain't got much more time left, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Where everyone else basically was just all young people who did not have those good guaranteed contracts.
Mhm. Chris Jericho was another one who worked right away too.
Mm.
Well, he was there before they got bought. He jumped ship right before it was the end of '99 ish,
Mhm.
like October '99, I want to say,
I think so. I'm not really sure on that one.
somewhere around there. Because it was right before the millennium and everything. Because he had the countdown clock and all that leading up to it.
It was right before the Radicals showed up.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So we're gonna end the podcast in a quick second, but
Mhm.
if you haven't, we have the wrestling stuff that we talked about in the beginning of the podcast. If you want to watch regular wrestling shit, go to my YouTube channel at M3M3. Like I don't know. I don't know why it was so hard for me to think of my own channel for a quick second. Don't ask. Do not ask. But it was. Head over there. We'll have them uploaded weekly. You can watch the 3 episodes that are up now. Each episode's about an hour long because there's about 7
August
matches.
99.
Yeah. August 99. Okay. There's about 3 matches
Yeah.
right now, and so you have stuff to watch, and we'll always put them in the playlist as we keep going. Don't forget to like and follow the podcast over on YouTube if you haven't done that. Thank you, Logan, you beautiful son of a bitch. Thank you, Jester, you
Baby.
you unfaced son of a bitch.
Yes.
Thank you guys for a great podcast. Absolutely. Stuckham will be here every Friday at 7 p.m. So you can always come back and
Yeah.
enjoy us until we decide to change the time again because Jester is no longer doing that job shit,
Yeah.
which we might talk about that.
Hopefully now.
We might talk about that another time. But yeah. Before I end, are we doing the wrestling thing tonight or did you want to do it tomorrow?
Would at least like to do mine tonight because I will be gone tomorrow. And I won't be back till Sunday night.
Let's split it up. Let's do 2 shows tonight.
Tonight, 2
2
shows.
shows like tomorrow or something like because
but
dude,
we'll-
it takes so long.
Yeah, well, it takes about 4 hours to do that stuff. That's why I want to get done like Saturday in the
Yeah.
morning and get it over
Mhm.
with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can do 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow, and we kind of can make that our regular thing. So if you
What
guys
about
want to keep watching, head over to Logan's channel. Because I'm gonna be ending stream so we can do recording stuff. I gotta get what's his face Waffle involved because his is the first show, and I want to make sure his gets shit going. So thank you all for stopping by. Head over to Logan the Ginger over on Kick for more wrestling content, and I'll see you all over there.
Boom, 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 boom.